Woo! Good evening, my friends. Oh my goodness. Now, yeah, you guys are probably wondering, like, what what the fuck is going on with the Glares lighting? Like my ring light totally took a shit. And I didn't realize it till I was setting up here. And so I just ordered another one. But in the meantime, I have to use this fluorescent doohickey that I have laying around. So it'll do for now. But yeah, it really looks, yeah, like it looks really ominous and shit. Okay. Yeah. So it wouldn't feel right to do this stream with this shitty lighting without using that effect. It just would not feel right.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. Super cat. Super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat.
How dare you?
There you go, plot twist pending. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. So yeah, what we're gonna do, it's one thing after the other, people. I want to thank everybody for being here, first of all. Being here on a Sunday. Of course, we'll go live tomorrow and go over the hearing. But I appreciate my McLeans being here. It means the world to me. But yeah, there's there's always something. It's constant. And Turtle Boy has given us a lot to talk about this weekend. Just yesterday we found out that Krusty Panties allegedly is being paid by the Commonwealth $1,500 a month via Cash App in order to act as some sort of a contract agent to take Aiden Carney down, Turtle Boy down. So there's that. And then on top of that, apparently she's also under the employ of Jen McCabe, because apparently she'll work for sofas. So there's Sofagate. Angela, thank you so much for the Cash App. I appreciate it. Speaking of which, again, guys, I'm sorry about the lighting. It is what it is. Morrissey's dishelved legal bookshelf. Thank you so much. Remember, for 10 months. Appreciate you. Yeah, exactly. Connor McManus, Turtle Boy bad. Wags, thank you so much. She flew too close to the sun. I don't know about that. I mean, was she ever close to the sun? I mean, maybe, I guess so. When it comes to the Commonwealth, like, you got to be a fucking asshole. Like, you got to really be desperate for money, A, and B, you got to be a fucking asshole to even compromise any integrity you might have, assuming you have any, to do what she's doing allegedly here. I mean, what kind of shit is that? You're under the employ of the Commonwealth to railroad Turtle Boy and Karen Reed? What? What? And it's really funny because, like, I was actually watching some assholes stream earlier. I don't remember the name, but yeah. So Krusty Panties had pretty much outed this or at least she thinks she has outed this alleged affidavit filer. But here's the thing, it's like we're watching that, and remember what I said when we were talking about it. Remember what I said? I said that this is just somebody's word. We don't even know if this is true. This is somebody saying, under oath, mind you, under penalty of perjury, but somebody saying what they're alleging Kate Peter said. You know what I'm saying? So not a whole lot that I'm investing in that, right? But then Aiden, aka Turtle Boy, comes out today with a new article. He comes out today with a new article, which we're going to go over. And hence my thumbnail and my title, because now enter Kerry Roberts in the Krusty Panty saga. Okay. Of course. I mean, why am I not surprised? I'm not even in the slightest bit fucking surprised. It's bizarre, really, when you think about it. Clever. Okay, buddy, I'm proud of you that you ate all your food. Can you chill out though? Thank you. I'm not surprised. I mean, we're talking about Kerry Roberts, who lied on the stand and admitted to lying on the stand in the grand jury. Like, so admitted to lying under oath during her grand jury testimony. So I mean, what you're looking at here is a liar. And so it's not so surprising that she would be colluding with the likes of Krusty Panties, Kate Peter. So I'm going to go ahead and read this. This is Canton Cover Up, Part 509. Commonwealth agent Kate Peter sent informant screenshots of Kerry Roberts' text messages with Turtle Boy's license plate information after parking near car during testimony. Okay, so this is very, very interesting. So the very Tuesday that Kerry Roberts testified and lied on the stand, mind you, that same very day, she's texting with Kate Peter and sharing license plate photos of Turtle Boy's vehicle to Kate Peter from court. And you know, Aiden brings receipts, dude. Like, oh, Kimberlina. Will, you know better did his homework. Yeah, for sure. I absolutely agree. Yeah. You're right. I mean, that's what I was saying earlier in the stream is Bettero. You know, Bettero's not going to file this stuff in a motion alleging these things unless he can prove it. You know what I mean? I just don't see that happening. So yeah, for those of you just joining, sorry about my lighting. My ring light took a shit, and so I had to make do with this fluorescent doohickey that I got laying around. And this is the best lighting I can do right now. So sorry for looking spooky. I feel like I look like Plevin right now. Facts and evidence is what I go by. Off yourself. So Aiden writes, on Tuesday, April 22nd, I arrived at Norfolk Superior Courthouse for opening statements in the Karen Reed murder retrial. I parked in the Registry of Deeds at around 8 a.m., mulled around outside with Free Karen Reed supporters, and went inside by 8:30. Opening statements went most of the morning before the Commonwealth called their first witness, Timothy Nuttall. Later in the afternoon, Hank Brennan surprisingly called Kerry Roberts to the stand. Unbeknownst to me was that Kerry had intentionally parked next to me, wrote down my license plate information, and sent it to her friend, Kate Peter, immediately after she finished testifying. We know this because Miss Peter screenshotted her private messages with Kerry Roberts and sent them to a woman who she thought was a friend who recently signed a sworn affidavit alleging Miss Peter was paid off by the Commonwealth to spread misinformation about Karen Reed and Turtle Boy with the hopes of seeing us both incarcerated. In the message to the CI, confidential informant, Miss Peter tells the CI that her friend Kerry Roberts was on the stand. She then forwards screenshots of messages from Kerry Roberts in which Kerry tells Miss Peter that she had parked next to Turtle Dick. So what you got right here is I'm sorry, this shit is very funny to me. So what you've got going on right here is Kerry Roberts is texting Kate Peter that she parked next to Turtle Dick. and then Kate Peters bragging about the fact that she's texting with Kerry Roberts to the confidential informant, sending this person screenshots of the conversation with Kerry Roberts, because Kate Peter just has to be all, oh, look who I talk to. This is how involved I am. And she just has to brag and, like, you know, show her ass. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's really pathetic when you think about it. And I mean, but it makes the other stuff a lot more believable, man, because there's receipts here, dude. There's receipts here, bro. Look. Like, look, there's receipts right here, dude. These are screenshots right here. These are the screenshots. You know what I mean? She did it on porpoise. Ah! Ah! Y'all kill me, bro. Y'all are fucking hilarious. The Goodmans gifted a membership. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you, the Goodmans. All right, I'm gonna keep reading this thing, man. So in the message to the CI, okay, blah blah blah, that she had parked next to Turtle Dick. And it's like, yeah, I'm stuck watching this. LOL, my friend Kerry is up now. Oh, LOL, I'll see when I get back. And then now she's showing the screenshots. It says, you know, W60 is Turtle Dick's plate. Yes, I believe so. Gray little girl Lexus SUV. Parker right next to him. Wow. Wow. Oh God, ick. You are doing great, by the way. What is that? Kerry is parked next to Turtle Fuck. So, like, she doesn't even waste any time. She's like, oh my God, look, I'm taking screenshots of my private conversation with a fucking witness in the case, and I'm sending them to you. Like, I don't believe anything that comes out of Kate Peters' mouth at all, ever. So, like, when I see her on X trying to deny this shit, like, I just don't believe her, because, like, only somebody as, like, I wouldn't even believe somebody would, like, engage in this kind of shit that she's being accused of unless it was her. You know what I mean? Like, it's her. So it's not that hard to believe. It's not that far-fetched. We're talking about, look at what she's doing. Look at this. You're talking about somebody who's taking screenshots. She cannot, she'll burst if she doesn't brag to somebody in real time as it's happening that she's texting with a witness in one of the biggest murder trials that this country is ever going to see. I mean, it's fantastic that she's that fucking stupid. I mean, it's mind-blowing, really. Kerry is parked next to Turtle Fuck. Wow. So Turtle Boy goes on to write, I became aware of this immediately since my attorney was in touch with the confidential informant who Miss Peter sent this to. I took a picture of my car in the parking lot and any surrounding vehicles. Okay, so what you're looking at right here, bro, is again, like, why don't people learn, bro? Dude, just for the cheap seats, okay? Turtle Boy has a spy who is buddies with Kate Peter, somebody that Kate Peter feels an overwhelming desire to brag to about her employment, her under contract, independent contract employment of the Commonwealth, and her sofa from the McCabe's, and her dude, you know what my fucking lighting feels like right now? Vinnie Politan, right? Oh my God, people. Wow. What is with this Kate Peter person? People call her Krusty Panties. People. Krusty Panties is Krusty Panties in collusion with the Commonwealth. We're here to find out. Wow. Oh my God. Dude, this is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my life, bro. Like, this woman is texting with Kerry Roberts, who just lied on the stand in front of the world, bro. Just got caught lying in front of the world, bro. And then, like, she's bragging about it to somebody that Turtle Boy has as a mole. You can't fucking make this shit up, dude. Like, this is pure, utter fucking madness, man. What the fuck is going on? This is absolutely fucking bananas. People, this can't be real life. This is absolutely bananas, people. Make sure to hit the like. I'm Vinnie Politan. Oh my God. She messaged the messages from Kerry Roberts to Miss Peter show that Miss Peter texted Roberts while she was on the stand and told her, "You're strong. Love you." Wow. An hour later, after court ended and Roberts left the courthouse, she texted Miss Peter back and sent her my license plate, asking Miss Peter to confirm that this was indeed Turtle Dick's plate number. So much fun. Ms. Roberts acknowledged that she parked near me. Dick's plate, right? Yes, I believe so. Gray little girl, Lexus SUV. Park her right near him. Oh God, ick. You are doing great, by the way. Yeah. And then, however, in an attempt to cover for herself after this damning affidavit was filed, Ms. Peter claimed today that I had purposefully parked next to Kerry Roberts' car. I mean, the text messages, dude, it shows Kate Peter telling her park her next to him. Like the receipts aren't a thing, is what Kate Peter's acting like. And then here's an excerpt from the affidavit. She even offered to help in writing emails advocating for the victim witnesses and to do what she could to support and protect them. I never took her up on this offer, though I felt it to be genuine and I appreciate it. I even alerted her last week when I discovered that Carney had purposefully parked next to Kerry Roberts' car. Oh, never mind. This is Krusty Panties bullshit. But I never told her anything that wasn't on the public record or that would in any way even imply that I was getting leaked information. Okay, now I want to read this again. Hold on. Let me because you Jesus.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
Thank you, Janice. Morrissey's disheveled legal bookshelf. In the words of Gwen Stefani, this shit is bananas. I'm Vinnie Politan, and this is bananas. So yeah, I'm going to start reading this again. This is Kate Peters' bullshit. She even offered to help in writing emails advocating for the victim witnesses and to do what she could to support and protect them. I never took her up on this offer, though I felt it to be genuine and I appreciate it. I even alerted her last week when I discovered that Carney had purposefully parked next to Kerry Roberts' car. But I never told her anything that wasn't on the public record or that would in any way even imply that I was getting leaked information from the NCDAO, Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, because I'm not. We never really got into any of the side plots with all of Carney's insane conspiracy theories about me because she presented herself to me as someone who didn't know much about the case, was neutral, and could clearly see both Karen and Carney's guilt as it was explained to her. This was obviously a lie. She was free Karen Reed the whole time. Well, yeah, because she's not stupid. Lunch with Lally. Thank you, Donna. Appreciate you. Oh man. This is wild shit, man. Turtle Boy goes on to write, but I was there by 8 a.m. and Roberts didn't get there until the afternoon to testify. Additionally, Kerry Roberts specifically said to Miss Peter that she had parked near me, not the other way around, and Miss Peter now claims. It's unclear if Kerry Roberts and the McAlberts were aware that Miss Peter was screenshotting their private communications and sending them to a free Karen Reed supporter who had apparently gotten Miss Peter to trust and open up to her. Evidently, all it takes for Miss Peter to share her friend's private information and communications with you is for you to tell her that you don't like Turtle Boy. She is that singularly focused and blinded by her obsession with me, meaning Turtle Boy. That's really fascinating because I really wonder now what old Kate Peters going to do from now on, because now she's most definitely fucked. I mean, let's just call this what it is. Kate Peter is of no longer any use to the Commonwealth or to the McAlberts. So she is gonna go to jail. Like, that's just a matter of time. It is like, it's just a question of when. And, you know, it's not like I even wish jail upon her necessarily. It's just, you know, FAFO. Fuck around and find out, man. You know what I mean? Like, you fucking play with fire, dude. You're going to get burned. You're playing with fire when you're sitting here and you're trying to fucking frame somebody for some shit because you don't like them. You're fucking around with shit that you shouldn't be fucking around with. And the world just has a way of, I mean, dude, like, come on, man. If you've been an adult and on your own for at least a decade, bro, and if you've at least brought children into this world, you gotta fucking know that the world gives you what you fucking put into it, man. That is just a fact. This isn't fucking some mumbo jumbo zodiac fucking astrology shit. It's just the way the fucking universe works. Fuck around and find out is Fact. It is what it is, dude. Like you get what you put into the world, man. I am living fucking proof of that shit. You get what you put into the world. Period. And you do it with gratitude. And you do it with gratitude. Blessings are fucking abundant. I shit you not. I swear, I don't give a fuck what religion you are. I don't give a fuck what you believe in. That is an absolute fact. I know this to be fact because I live my life by this every single day. But if you spend your energy, and yes, your energy, the electricity that runs your body, the electricity that sends signals from your brain to your body to cause movement, to make decisions, to do anything that you do while you are fucking alive. The electrical signals that fucking keep your heart beating. That is called energy. And if you waste any of that energy on trying to fuck people over because you envy them or you dislike them or you want bad shit to happen to them, guess what? That same fucking shit's going to come right back to you because there are things called laws of attraction. It is how it works. It is just as physical as a fucking magnet. This is a fact. And these people don't get that shit. And that's what's funny, man, is I wish those things for them, dude. I wish Kate Peter, as intelligent as she seems to be to some degree, I wish that she would fucking realize how much of a fucking waste of energy that shit is and what that's doing to her fucking soul. It's corroding you. Hatred is corroding you. I don't have the energy to spend on hatred, dude. Like, I get criticism because I had Grant on here yesterday, right? Dude, fuck you. Anybody who has a problem because I gave Grant a mic to have a conversation with me, a civil conversation with me, anybody who takes issue with that, fuck you. You are never, ever going to make me feel like I need to apologize or regret having a kind, expressing a kind gesture towards another human being by being civil to them. Fuck you. I got a lot out of that conversation with Grant. You know what I'm saying? Grant seemed to have gotten a lot out of it too. Now, I don't know. I mean, I said what I had to say. I said what was on my mind, the things that I've always wanted to ask him. He answered the way that I expected. No reason to get upset about it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, right now, he's out there saying positive things. How does that hurt me? You know what I'm saying? You might not like it. Fuck you. I can't even say that with enough conviction. Fuck you. If something positive comes out of something that you just simply don't fucking like, you're a problem. You're a problem. And I'm not trying to be like buddies with Grant, but even if I was, fuck you. Like, that's my business, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is mind-blowing to me that people feel like they could dictate who the fuck you could talk to, who the fuck you can pick someone's brain. Dude, I'm here to learn shit, dude. That's what I'm here to do. Like, I am a moving train. Like, you can either get on board or get the fuck out of the way. It is just that simple. I am a moving train. There's a lot of room. Jump on. There's a lot of room. But if you're not going to jump on, get the fuck out of the way. I mean, But these are the things that I want to spend my energy on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's productive. It puts something out there, and I get something out of putting it out there. It's a nice little exchange that I got a nice little understanding with the universe. Took me a long time to get it, but I got it now. And it's dope. And I can sit here and just laugh at these fucking fools because it just happens predictably, dude. Dude, all Turtle Boy does is do his own thing, and these people continue to do fucked up shit, and then it just bounces and blows up right in their faces. I've been watching this shit happen consistently for a year and a half. I've been watching people try to fucking fuck this guy over in every possible way, and then somehow it bounces back and bites them in the ass. Dude, Betterow plans on calling Ken Mello to the stand, bro. You think he plans on doing that unless he can prove that Ken Mello did some dirty shit? Ken Mello's dreading the day that this goes to trial. I'm telling you, make no mistake. When this trial, the Turtle Boy trial starts, you're going to see some shit. Forrest Dump, thank you so much. Definitely productive call with Grant. And happy birthday, Cherry. Yes, happy birthday, Cherry. I mean, yeah, people call it karma, call it whatever, man. I just call it fucking science, dude. I call it experience of living life, realizing how much I thought I used to think a certain way, and then I put certain shit out into the world as that shit as a basis, as a template, as a fucking foundation, and everything that I put out turned to shit. Then I changed my foundation. I dug it the fuck up, and I changed it. Changed my entire perspective and the way I look at everything. And now I'm part of what is one of, in my opinion, one of the most important movements in American history. Because we're fighting for Lady Justice. That's who we're fighting for, ultimately. That's who Karen Reed is fighting for. That's who we're all fighting for. That's who Turtle Boy's fighting for. We're all fighting for Lady Justice. Fair game. Period. Fair game. That's all we're asking. You want to get to the bottom of who killed a Boston police officer? Fucking investigate it properly. Have some balls to stand up to your friends and say, hey, listen, I got to do this by the book. Because they're going to come. Look at how it worked out for Michael Proctor. Look at you now, dude. Thank you, Day. Look at you now, Michael Proctor. Look how it worked out for you. Protecting the McAlberts, and now look at you. Fucking disgraced. Desgraciado. You're fucked. Te jodiste, bro. You're fucked. No more career. No more life. All because why? You wanted to impress some of your stupid friends by that you were protecting by, on top of everything, insulting the woman and degrading her. Why the fuck would you do that? That's you. You did that. Why? Because you think that fucking it's worth it to protect the McAlberts. Now look at you. Now look at you. I mean, it's damn sad. It's what it is. Dude, it's so sad to find out, dude. Like, dude, that's almost worse than finding out that a cop died is finding out when a cop's fucking dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just gross, dude. It's like fucking, it's like, it's like finding out that your favorite ball player is a fucking cheat. You know what I mean? Like, it's gross. when you're somebody who really believes in justice and you believe in everyone's right to it. Like, that shit is heartbreaking. Dirty cop shit. It's heartbreaking. Stephanie Park, thank you so much. I am behind on the stream, but your impersonation of Vinny is everything. Keep up the great work, LAFA. Free Kerry, read Free Turtle Boy. Yes, thank you. Loudmouth, thank you so much. There was a study where people said ugly things and nice things to water. When frozen, mean water came out in ugly and dispatterned. Kind water had beautiful horizontal, intricate designs. Humans are 80% water. Listen, I liked it better when Ghostbusters 2 did it, okay, with the ectoplasm, but okay, I find that a little hard to believe, okay, that water does that. No, I'm just kidding. No, thank you. It's actually a fun little fact. I'll have to look into that. Thank you so much. Let's see. Let's see what Turtle Boy says here in the rest of this article. It's unclear if Kerry Roberts and the McAlberts were aware that Miss Peter was screenshotting. I think I already read this. Yeah, I did. Miss Peter can try to play it up like she didn't cozy up to this informant and tell her all sorts of incriminating information that was listed in the affidavit. But the fact of the matter is that they spoke almost every day. And the first person she wanted to brag about being friends with, Kerry Roberts to, was the informant. Miss Peter is extremely poor, will never own property, and is believed to be unemployed. I'm not laughing at that she's poor. Honestly, I'm really not. I'm laughing at Turtle Boy just throwing that shit in there. It's just fucking funny to me, dude. It's just it's just so fucking petty. It's so funny. Oh my god, dude. So funny, dude. It's just so fucking petty. I love it. Hold on, I'm not done laughing. Oh my god, dude. Oh fuck. Okay. Miss Peter could try to play it up like she didn't cozy up to this informant and tell her all sorts of incriminating information that was listed on the affidavit. But the fact of the matter is that they spoke almost every day. The first person she wanted to brag about being friends with, Kerry Roberts, to, was the informant. Miss Peter is extremely poor, will never own property, and is believed to be unemployed. Never in her wildest dreams did she imagine that she would one day be able to call suburban white people who live in two-parent homes friends. This is the first time she has ever been socially accepted by people who own property and don't smell. And don't smell like a wet carton of Newport Lights. You guys see why I like to do reactions now? Like, why? Oh my god, dude, that is fucking too much. I fucking hate this bastard, bro. You're a motherfucker. I swear. You are one motherfucker, dude. Got me fucking crying here, dude.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. 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 I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
Strong leg 1971. Right on. Thank you so much. In life, you get the point right is right. Truth is truth. You don't care whose feelings you hurt to say it. I have all the hurt feelings reports to fill out. Send them in my inbox. Exactly, bro. Like, again, dude. Like, I'll say this a million times, bro. Like, I'm doing all this shit to manage my anxiety and depression. I'm doing all this shit to manage my own feelings. I got to manage yours too. Fuck off. Like, I'm going to say what I have to say and just don't listen if you don't like it. Turtle Boy's going to say what he has to say. Don't listen if you don't watch it. Don't read it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so easy. It's so fucking easy. um oh fuck, man. I had to stop. That shit was too much. And all she did to do was achieve this was find suburban white people who covered up the murder of a cop who were desperate for someone with a YouTube channel to take up their cause. It's also pretty telling that on her way into court to testify on behalf of her supposed friend, John O'Keefe, Kerry Roberts was preoccupied with someone she calls Turtle Dick, because this has never been about John O'Keefe for these people. It's about Karen Reed and Turtle Boy. That's it. That's it right there. Fucking dude. Yeah, Turtle Boy does it again, folks. Oh, unreal. Dude, can you, I mean, I don't understand like why people fucking, it's crazy to me, dude. Like I just, there are people out there, man, that just really just like feed off of fucking like negativity, man. It's really like they fucking feed off of it, like they absorb it. It's like their fucking life force. It's wild, dude. Captain Skidmarks, thank you so much. If the alternate timeline meant that Karen did kill John O'Keefe and found guilty in a fair trial through evidence, but our police and our justice system was intact, I could live with that. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. But I can tell you guys this, man. I have spent a significant enough amount of time with the Reed family and her defense team. And I can tell you this with all the conviction that I have. Everyone who Karen Reed is surrounded by, everyone who Karen Reed is surrounded with, each one of those people 1000% believes in her innocence. That's including all of her attorneys. That's everyone. That's the interns. That's everyone. Everyone in Karen Reed's camp absolutely believes in Karen Reed's innocence. And I've spent enough time with her parents to where I could tell you that they are the kind of people, I have no doubt in my mind, that would have encouraged Karen Reed to take accountability had she actually hit John O'Keefe with her SUV. They would have encouraged her to take accountability, and they would have been right by her side through the whole thing. Just the same. I am absolutely, totally convinced that Karen Reed is innocent of this crime and did not at all. Her SUV did not impact John O'Keefe in any way, shape, or form that evening. There's too much telling me that it didn't happen. And the most telling thing, Will is the Batman. If you know, you know. You better believe it. Yeah, the most, like, the thing that seals it is having spent time with them. And I have a pretty good read on people where their heart is. I take pride in this. This just simply comes with experience and paying attention and trying to survive. You get a good read on people, no pun intended. And it's it is nothing but positivity coming from everyone in that camp. These defense attorneys who are like top tier defense attorneys are the nicest guys. They're like the nicest guys. Liza Little is one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. Everyone is so nice. Bob Alessi is the shit. The only way that team could have been made nicer is if Bettero was allowed on the team. So, you know, this is what we have to understand. Think about it from hypothetically. Now, you know, you're talking to a GED guy here. You know what I mean? And hypothetically, I think about, like, imagine what this is like for a defense attorney, a case like this. Because you have to understand, defense attorneys get a bad rap, but the fact is that defense attorneys are pillars of our liberty. They're pillars. Like they balance the scale of justice. It's very, very important to have the right to a defense. And defense attorneys, you know, it's a dirty job. You know what I mean? But there's honor in it. There's a lot of honor in it. And this, in theory, to me, feels like this is the kind of case that when you're young and you're dreaming about being a defense attorney and you're excited about it, this is the kind of case that you fantasize about defending. Because the person is factually innocent. And there are people with so much power devoted to applying this power to railroading your client. And if you're a defense attorney by nature, you're a fighter, you know, or you probably shouldn't be a defense attorney, but you're a fighter. And I could tell you right now, Karen Reed's defense team right now is pure fight. Like heart of a warrior, pure fight. And it's a blessing to see it. It's a blessing to like look into their eyes as they, you know, discuss something across the room that I'm too far away to be able to hear, and just see them so focused and see them comfort the Reed family. It's incredible. Strong leg 1971. Thank you. GED, diploma, PhD don't matter. Common sense rules. Yeah, I mean, it's doing pretty good for me now. Man, I got into it again with Sue O'Connell. I got into it again with Sue O'Connell, dude. And I mean, it's my own, like, I started it because I'm doing this thing lately where I'm kind of making like ratchet baseball cards, for lack of a better term. On Twitter, I'm just making these profiles. Like, I'm using AI. Mostly I'm just playing with AI. And I'm like taking like AI and making these images of like these ratchet shitty people on Twitter, and then giving like a bio of them, and then just so people can have it and read it. Because like I'm just fucking with AI, you know. Now I'm writing all of it. I'm not having AI write it for me, but I am having AI make the images for me. And it's fun. Hence the thumbnail that I see people are enjoying. Yeah, that's what happens to me, Connor, is like I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes, and then I just sit there and fuck with my phone. Before I know it, I'm up for like 2 hours because I'm just sitting there like looking at tweets and fucking reels on Instagram. I don't know what's going on with The Rock. I don't mean Dwayne Johnson. I mean this thing that was planted there, obviously planted there, dude. That rock was not fucking there when I went to 34 Fairview with Tom and Scott McGinnis. Okay, it wasn't there. That was a year ago. Like, it wasn't there. And the Alberts had already moved out. So that was obviously planted because it had the name Albert fucking painted on there. You know how I know it wasn't there? Because I was looking at the yard to see if there was anything that John O'Keefe could have hit his head on. I would have noticed a rock that had colorful Albert spelling across it. Coy Hal, thank you so much. So do we think Proctor planted the Albert Rock for the view? I don't know who planted it. I have no idea who planted it. No fucking clue. Definitely there to tamper with the jury, though. That was definitely the purpose, was for it to tamper with the jury. Most definitely, without a doubt. I mean, listen, I'm going to be honest. The homeowners of 34 Fairview, I got nothing against them at all. But the current homeowners of 34 Fairview could be a little better about keeping up with their lawn, is all I'm saying. It's like every time I've seen it, it could use a cut, you know? But it was small enough to see that there was no fucking rock with colors painted all over it. You know what I mean? In the yard. But like, if you've been to 34 Fairview, like if you pass by it or whatever, those new owners are not the greatest at upkeeping on the lawn, bro. Just saying. And I'm not judging. Nobody likes to do yard work. Just saying. It's just an observation, you know? Strong leg, thank you so much. The current homeowners, Bev, allow it. Did you mention that you love me? Not yet, but thank you. Love you too. Love all you guys. All right, so I feel like I ranted a lot and I shared everything that I was going to share on that issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a video that I saw earlier. I didn't watch it, but I saw it. And oh yeah, the idiot that I was talking about is named Roberta Glass. She's a dummy.
Yeah, but first, let's turn to Dedham, Massachusetts for the latest in the Karen Reed murder retrial. Earlier today, the jury went to 34 Fairview Road to get an in-person look at the crime scene. Our own Matt Johnson is there live in Dedham. Tell us more about that, if you would, please, sir.
Yeah, we were along with the jury view. We were one of the media members to attend. And I can tell you this, it was a big production today. The bailiffs, they were sworn in here at the courthouse here behind me. Then the jurors, 9 men and 9 women, that includes the alternates. They loaded that large bus. And by police escort, they went to 34 Fairview. Out in front of that home, which is no longer owned by the Alberts, was Karen Reed's SUV parked in front of the flagpole. Jurors spent a lot of time looking at the space.
Dude, this guy gets on my fucking nerves, bro.
Looking at her car. And also, we were kept about 100 feet away. But once they reboarded the bus, we were able to get a closer look. Take a listen. Moments ago, the jury just exited the bus and they did a jury view here at 34 Fairview. This is the former Albert home. This is the flagpole that we hear about in court. And this is Karen Reed's SUV. Now, during the pretrial motions, Karen Reed and her
Dude, this guy looks like he's wearing somebody else's face, bro.
defense team had argued that they wanted her present during the jury view. She didn't attend last year, and she did not attend this year. After court ended for the day, we asked her about it. Karen, what do you hope they noticed about the jury view?
Why not go on the view?
I don't ever want to go back to 34 Fairview.
What do you think about
You've
the
never
text
been back
messages
since
that they read out loud?
2022?
Do you really care about
I have.
Right there, she says that she has been back, but she never wants to go back again. Court has ended for the day, but that is a powerful way to start the weekend.
Is it?
Now, Matt, that house at 34 Fairview, of course, belongs to the Alberts. I understand that you got an opportunity to speak with one of the Alberts' former neighbors who actually still lives on that street. What did they have to say?
Yeah, Michael. So right away, all of the neighbors came out of their properties and they were noticing all of the police presence and the media being kept back 100 feet. There was a man who we spoke with. His name is Jim Malver. He has lived in the neighborhood for more than 40 years, remembers that snowy night.
I love Jim.
Here's what he shared with me. Take a listen.
Were there a lot of plow drivers coming through during the blizzard?
If there were, we didn't see them because it was, as I say, 6 o'clock in the morning. But, even the plow driver said he came by at 2:30 and saw nothing. People leaving the party saw nothing. 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, they saw nothing. How can you not see a body lying near the flagpole? Friends of ours were bitten by Chloe. And in fact, they're on the witness list. I mean, the guy sells his house. He puts in a whole new basement floor. Suddenly,
he sold his house, as I understand it, for under $50,000 market value. Under $50,000 market value. Like, you don't do that unless you're trying to get rid of that house. That house was in their family for generations, as I understand it. Thank you, Strong Leg. Drama sells. Court TV sucks for exploitation. Yeah, but I'm not hating them right now because they're showing Jim here, dude. Jim is fucking kicking ass. Jim rocks.
his cell phone is gone. Suddenly, Higgins' cell phone is gone. Come on. That's all innocent? No.
Get him, Jim. Get him.
This neighbor admitting that it's a talking point still to this day in the neighborhood, and the fact that it's still very divisive, not only on 34 Fairview in that block, but also this entire community.
Yeah, and it's so divisive. People are extreme one side or the other. But what he just said as a neighbor, I think, gives some insight. All right, Matt, what key testimony has stood out to you, please?
Yeah, there was key testimony today about the blood draw and also how they calculated Karen Reed's blood alcohol level. That wasn't really explained to the jury about how intoxicated she may or may not have been. I'm sure Hank Brennan will present evidence about that later on. But then we also heard about the Section 12, the suicide watch, and Karen Reed being very distraught at the hospital, calling John O'Keefe her husband, asking questions about him. And the last time that the two had spoke, she was telling this EMT that they were fighting. Take a listen to this.
One of the reasons why she was saying suicidal stuff is because the last conversation she had with her husband at the time was an argument.
Were you also made aware, did she tell you that her last words to him were in voicemails? Did she say that?
She didn't give any.
Grandpa Mike, that's facts. Grandpa Mike, they refloored the basement. They sold the house for under $50,000 market value. Yeah, they got rid of Chloe. I mean, I don't know what else you want, man.
Any details?
Did you ask her what were your last words to him?
I did not.
And I was seated right behind the O'Keefes in the media section. I had one of the 10 media seats, and I'm facing the jury. And I can tell you this, during that bit of testimony, almost every single juror was taking notes.
Oof, so much going on. Thank you so much, Matt Johnson. We know they're expected to resume court on Monday. Right now, let's welcome defense attorney Bob Bianchi. All right, Bob, Michael and I both listening to the neighbor who'd been living there for many, many years next to the family who no longer lives there, and hearing him talk about them, I think there was no love lost, and I feel like maybe that neighbor always felt like something was amiss in that home.
Wow.
Sounds like the defense wants to call that neighbor as a witness if they could. Look, I mean, the neighbor is bringing out something, obviously, here with law enforcement officers, the way this case was investigated. Judge, we talked about this the last time we were on the show. When I prosecuted murder cases, if I felt that there was somebody or a police officer or an investigator that were doing things that were inappropriate and I started to question the value of the evidence I had, I would do the ultimate thing and dismiss a case because I'd rather a guilty person be freed than an innocent person be convicted. But this neighbor is basically bringing out information that the defense is very vocal about in terms of that it doesn't make any sense and it creates reasonable doubt in the case, and it does. This case was investigated in a horrible manner. It was sloppy. I's weren't dotted, T's weren't crossed. Was it nefarious? Was it done because they were just sloppy? But you're putting somebody's life on the line, and as a prosecutor asking them to be put away in jail for pretty much the rest of their life, you better make sure you have it right. Last point, Judge. We talked about this last time. I want to kind of follow up with this.
I like this guy.
When somebody says, I killed him, I did it. I was thinking of a case I had where somebody did that. And what they were saying was that I drove her away into the arms of the man who ultimately did kill her. Now, it turned out that person wasn't even the person who killed her. It's who he felt was the person that did it. But the minute he said the words, I killed her, people were ready to put handcuffs on the guy, and it wasn't even him.
No, that's a good point.
Fair enough. And, you know, I've said all along, those statements could be interpreted so many different ways.
I agree.
It seems like the state's putting a lot of weight into those types of statements.
Now, these hacks think they're me, but if I was on that panel, me, Vinnie Politan, I would make sure that everybody knew that something was amiss. What is going on?
I don't at all, because I like you said, but there's a lot of ways it can be interpreted, a lot of reasons why someone might say it. The other thing that I'm struggling with too, and we heard some of it today, they called the EMS talking about, you know, she was talking about the last time we spoke, we had an argument, Just yesterday, they showed us evidence that they said this was the beginning of the cover-up. Those were like the 50 calls that she made to him. Well, if she's calling him in that way for the cover-up, then why is she going to the EMT guy and trying to tell him we just had an argument? Wouldn't that be part of the cover-up as well, saying, I'm not going to mention the argument that we had, because that would be, you know, point the finger at me a little bit.
Right.
Michael, I agree 1,000%. I mean, that's the first time that I heard that testimony when we were coming on air and you guys played it. And I was thinking to myself, as an EMT, as a matter of fact, first of all, we aren't really engaging people in these levels of conversation, but assuming that it happened, what is the argument here by the prosecution? Is that the motive, that they were fighting, so she decided to roll him over and run him over and create this dastardly crime? Why would she say that to him? If she's looking to cover up these things and looking to hide what she did, this would be literally the last thing that you would say to somebody. So I looked at that as a major piece of evidence for the defense. Again, sometimes the prosecutor, we all do this as lawyers. You're looking at the case with rose-colored glasses, and what you think is so powerful for you really is powerful for the other side.
Yeah, so tell us what you think as a former prosecutor, and Michael and I have talked about this a little bit, but the jury view, I think it's fine. I think it's good. It puts everything in perspective. We know her car was there by that flagpole. We also know she decided not to go, telling Matt, I don't ever need to go back there again. What do you think it does for the defense or the prosecution to go see this place?
Well, I'll give you a really quickly both sides of it. I have never personally done it. I've wanted to do it as a prosecutor because I felt that it's important for, you know, to really put the jurors into the scene. The argument against it, which is typically successful, although it's losing its power in New Jersey, but has been successful for a long time, is that you cannot control what the jurors are seeing in a unified way. One person may witness one thing, another person may witness another thing. So it's very hard to contain how the information is coming to them. And you want the jurors ultimately to go into the jury room, not based on personal perceptions of something that another juror may not have seen. That said, I think that we can trust jurors to be able to deliberate in a deliberative process, go to the scene. And to me, look, we always tell trial lawyers when you prepare a case, I'm sure you guys have done it too, never go to trial in a case where you have not gone to the scene to observe it, because many times people will say things that are just literally impossible. So why shouldn't the jurors who are making the ultimate determination of fact have that same opportunity?
Yeah, and under most circumstances, I would agree with you guys. But at the end of the day, for me in this instance, oftentimes when we've seen this, when you send a jury out to jury view, if there's an issue with bushes that were there but are not there, if there's a tree that was there that was not there, you got to deal with that.
And
under
there's
these
no
circumstances, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was a completely, really off-kilter night because of the storm that was coming in. So that's the only issue I have with it.
Let's head back together.
Hold on, I want to see when this was. 4 days ago. I feel like we probably went over it. Hold on. I mean, let's go over Larry's video. Larry's video on Kerry Roberts' testimony.
This was so big, folks. TMZ picked it up. Oh, so you wrote a timeline.
Well, look
together
who
with
decided to
Jen.
show.
So she's the one who told you. Thank you very much for your answer, Ms. Roberts.
All right, Ms. McCabe. I'm sorry.
What? She just called her Miss McCabe.
Stop what you're doing right now, people, and go give Larry's video a like. I just dropped it in the chat. Stop what you're doing right now. Give Larry's video a like. Come back. We'll watch it together.
Do you remember actually seeing the tail that morning?
I do.
Was it simply cracked?
No.
Yes. Lied.
Hey, yes. Lie.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Buckle Up. It's the Law, folks. Today is one of the biggest videos I think I
fucking love this guy, dude.
am ever going to make, at least for the foreseeable future, because we have none other than Kerry Roberts. Kerry Roberts was like witness number 40-something in the first trial, but for some reason, Brennan decided to put her on second this time around, and thank God he did. Wow. Kerry Roberts, Jennifer McCabe's mouthpiece, needs to set the stage for what is going to happen for the rest of this trial. Now, we've already covered Timothy. If you have not seen it, go ahead and go check it out. It is incredible. We cover 3 specific instances of inconsistencies.
I'm telling you, dude, like if I ever became a fucking gajillionaire, bro, like Larry, I would be like, dude, you're my dude for fucking from now on. Like he's under retainer and he's there to bail me out of any fucking thing I'm doing at any given moment. Like he's the dude that Hunter Thompson hung out with all the time. That's what I want Larry to be. I would only let Larry do that too. Like the only one. He's the only one. I would constantly be in trouble. He would be the best paid attorney in the world.
By Timothy, when he talked about the I hit him language, the puffy coat, and what he was doing on the scene. So go check out that video if you have not seen it. But today, folks, Oh my God. You want to watch this video until the very end? Because at the very end is when the bomb drops. And followed by this one, we're going to do Peggy O'Keefe, Mama Bear O'Keefe, and then Guarino, and then all the other ones. There's going to be one video per day every day, and I will be covering a witness from the trial every single day, probably in chronological order. Like I said, folks, you do not want to miss this video, and absolutely watch until the end because the bomb drops at the end. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, etc. And let's go.
So
Thanks,
after you make
Juanita.
those observations, and you're overhearing that
Juanita.
conversation, or you're having that
Muchas
conversation, where did the three of you go?
We went to Meadows, to John's house.
This is trial number one.
How was it that each of you sort of got from Ms. McCabe's house to John's house on Meadows?
Jen drove Karen's car, and I followed behind in my car.
And when you arrived there, where did you go? Where did you park? Like,
I pulled in, I think I pulled in right behind. She pulled her car sort of in front of the garage bays, and I pulled in the driveway behind her.
Lady.
and when you say she, do you know who was driving?
Jen McCabe, sorry.
Driving and Miss Reed's in the front passenger seat.
Correct.
And you're driving your car behind.
Correct.
And what kind of car did you have?
A Ford Explorer,
Do you recall what color it was?
dark gray.
They really like their Fords.
As far as Miss Reed, do you recall what kind of vehicle she had at that point?
A Lexus SUV,
Recall what color that was?
black.
Now, with respect to Mr. O'Keefe, do you recall what kind of vehicle John O'Keefe
Fucking
had?
Lally.
He has a Traverse.
And do you recall what color that was?
It's like a beige green.
Ms. Roberts, you've previously testified that when you arrived.
So as you can see, we clearly jumped from trial number one, direct examination by Lally. And now we are doing trial number two, cross-examination by Jackson. So let's see what he does.
cut it like that.
After you met up with Ms. Reed at Jen McCabe's house that morning, so this is just after 5 o'clock or so, the three of you arrived back at One Meadows, correct? Is that right? I'm sorry.
Correct.
Okay. You're trailing the Lexus SUV, correct?
Correct.
The Lexus
Welcome to
pulls
London,
into the
Angie's
driveway and you
Way.
pull in directly behind Miss Reed and Jennifer McCabe is driving.
Correct.
You're driving your SUV, correct?
Correct.
You've previously testified that when you arrived at One Meadows at that moment, that once that SUV, the Lexus SUV, had pulled in and you pulled in behind the Lexus, you got out of the Lexus, sorry, you got out of your SUV, they got out of the Lexus, and that's a point at which Karen showed you the back of her taillight
and
said
Krusty
something to
Panties
the
is
effect
texting her.
Do you think I hit him? Do you think I hit him? Oh my God, do you think I hit him? Do you recall that?
I recall saying I didn't know if it was when we were coming or going, but she did point out the taillight.
Okay.
What
When
about
you
I hit him?
previously testified under oath, your quote was, quote, Karen pulls in and I pull in behind her.
Jackson.
The sirens. Just like trial number one.
Yes.
Mr. Jackson.
Just like trial number
Sure.
one.
It's the SGJ, the grand jury, page 58, lines 14 through 19 for court and counsel.
Thank you.
Did you testify, quote, Karen pulls in and I pull in behind her, period. When we get out, and Karen is now showing us the back of the car saying, my taillight, do you think I hit him? Do you think I hit him? Oh my God, do you guys think I hit him? Question mark. End quote. Is that how you testified?
May I see it?
Sure.
Oh, you don't trust Jackson, Kerry? Your poor soul doesn't trust
I've already got it up.
doesn't trust Jackson?
Does it have a date on it?
You don't
Jackson?
you don't remember which lie you were telling the grand jury? Which one of your lies from Jennifer McCabe you were telling the grand jury at the time? Oh, you poor soul. I feel so bad for you.
Oh my God, bro. I feel so
Do you have
bad
the
for you.
pages after this?
I'm sure I do.
Look at her
Because in the
shaking.
pages after this,
My
I
question,
say,
my question
She is
Mr. Roberts,
shaking.
is that a quote that I
She
just
is
said?
shaking.
Is that accurate? You see it in the
Look at
Yes,
the
it is.
paper. The paper is like a
May I
leaf.
approach?
Larry's so articulate. Larry's like, she is shaking. Look at her shaking. She is shaking.
She
Oh
is
my God.
shaking.
I'm gonna show you both pages. That's the page I asked you to look at, and then the
She
following.
is
page as well.
terrified.
Please take your time.
Absolutely terrified. I see it now.
Oh my God, this is so much fun.
what I'm looking for is still not here because I did say I wasn't sure if it was
Yes.
before or after.
Ms. Roberts, you do have to wait for questions.
Janice,
When
thank
you
you so
gave
much.
this
Always
testimony,
recovered
you
your
were in front
labs.
of a
Love
grand
it.
jury, correct?
The bomb, free Karen Reed. Thank you
I'm
so
not
much.
sure which one that is.
Oh my God.
Do you remember testifying in front of a grand jury on April 26th, 2022?
Yes.
Okay, about 2 years ago.
Yes.
Sorry, 3 years ago. You were under oath at the time.
Scott
Is that right?
Messerschmidt.
Yes.
Things were fresher in your mind at that time than they are now, 3.5 years later, I'm guessing. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. You were asked the question to describe the circumstance when you arrived at One Meadows. Is that right?
Yes.
And the answer that you gave was, quote, we pulled into it's a driveway. There's 2 cars and then 2 cars, then a single. So John's car is there. Karen pulls in and I pull in behind her. When we get out, and Karen is now showing us the back of the back of the car, saying, my taillight, do you think I hit him? Do you think I hit him? Oh my God, do you guys think I hit him? That was your testimony at the time, correct?
Yes.
What is
Lies.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay.
Lies.
So we've got an inconsistency. Interesting. Let's see what else Jackson is going to pull out, because we know that he's about to hit a home run with Kerry Roberts. As we've already, for those of you who've already seen the trial, for those of you who haven't, oh my God, just wait. Just wait. It gets glorious. And by the way, this is a good time to remind you all, John O'Keefe, when he was hit by Karen, allegedly, this is the prosecution's theory, remember. The defense's theory, and the one that I subscribe to, is that John O'Keefe was beaten and killed inside the house and maybe taken outside to die of hypothermia. That is the most likely scenario. But regardless of which one it is, depending on who you subscribe to and who you believe is the correct and accurate depiction of how he died, John O'Keefe, remember that John's parents would have a wrongful death claim against the perpetrators. And in this case, I believe they were the McAlberts, not Karen Reed. And who would represent Peggy and her husband for the estate of the now deceased officer, John O'Keefe? That's when my office would come in. You guys know I represent Bao in his action against Massachusetts State Police for unlawful use of force. And I could be representing John O'Keefe's parents, for example. 1-844-774-HURT. So remember that as we continue watching this.
Doing when you first are
Well, Karen was laying on top of him, and I told her to get off him because I was going to do CPR. And I said, Jen, you need to call 911. And I said,
he's out here shilling his services for the O'Keefe to sue the McAlberts. He's like, this is where my office would come in. Oh my God, this guy's amazing, bro.
I started CPR on his chest compressions, and then Karen was giving him mouth to mouth.
And as far as CPR goes, is that something that you had any training in prior to this?
Yes.
And can you tell the jury a little bit about that as far as what, if any, training did you have as far as CPR was concerned?
I get CPR certified every 2 years through the American Red Cross at work.
Okay.
So you start doing chest compressions, is that right?
Correct.
And you direct Ms. McCabe to call 911?
Yes.
And what was the defendant doing at that?
She was doing mouth to mouth, and she was frantic again, running around. And
as she was running around, what, if anything else, was she doing or saying while she was running around?
did I hit him? Did I hit him? Is he dead? Is
You
he
know,
dead?
you know, something just occurred to me. The O'Keefes would have a claim against Kerry Roberts here. Truth be told, the O'Keefes would have a claim against Kerry Roberts here. Kerry Roberts did perform CPR, but yet she still lied on the stand. So somebody who gave CPR to their police officer son also lied on the stand in the trial to get him justice. That can't be good. Kerry Roberts, in theory, could be in a lot of trouble. And I mean a lot of trouble. So
is that something that you said once or more than once?
More than once.
And similar to sort of the tonality or the volume of the voice that you were describing before, was that consistent when you're there sort of in front of the house?
Yes.
Now, in relation to where you were with Mr. O'Keefe, obviously you've never been in this house before, is that right?
Correct.
What, if anything, did you observe as far as
what, if anything,
overhead lights, street lights, or anything like that around that area where you found Mr. O'Keefe?
There was a fire hydrant and there was some weird like electrical box thing sticking out of the ground.
But you don't recall any sort of like overhead lights or anything like that?
I don't recall.
Now, this process of you sort of doing compressions and Ms. Reed is doing mouth to mouth and then running around, is the mouth to mouth that she's doing, is that sort of consistent or is it intermittent between? When is the running around in relation to the mouth to mouth?
I don't remember which was first. Or I was concentrating on doing chest compressions.
Uh-huh.
And so while you're doing the chest compressions, at some point do first responders start to arrive?
Correct.
And about how long was it from the time that you sort of get out of the vehicle, go over, realize it's Mr. O'Keefe, et cetera, and to when the first responders arrive?
I don't know. Wasn't long. Maybe under 10 minutes.
See, the problem I'm having right now that I'm struggling with in my mind is, can it be argued at the end of the day that it's a fair question to ask whether or not Kerry Roberts was actually trying to save John O'Keefe's life when she was doing chest compressions, considering that she's lying for Jen McCabe, who Googled how long to die in cold at 2:27 a.m. Clever, you're just gonna have to chill out and wait a second, buddy. Considering that she's lying for that person, considering that while she's giving this testimony right here, we know that she was receiving texts from Krusty Panties, from Kate Peter, who Turtle Boy can prove colluded with the Massachusetts State Police and the Norfolk County DA's office to railroad him and have him locked up and have his bail revoked. We know his charges are bullshit. So, I mean, we're looking at a mess here. We're looking at a mess. We're looking at a bunch of tangled wires behind a stereo in 1997. This is what we're looking at. We're looking at a mess. And Kerry Roberts is in that mess real bad because she put hands on this man as he was dying. And it's not unfair to question whether or not, at this point, whether or not she was actually trying to save his life. Now, I'm not accusing her of anything. All I'm saying is it's fair to question whether or not, at this point, knowing what we know, it's fair to question whether or not she was actually saving his life or trying to. So these are things to think about now. Right. Exactly. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying it's a fair question now that we know that she lied to the grand jury, that she lies for Jennifer McCabe, that she texts with Kate Peter. These are all fair. It's a fair question knowing all these things.
During that time, or during any amount of time that you were there, did you see anybody from any of the houses on the street come out of the house, or any neighbors come out, or anything like that?
No.
Do you remember when the
Okay, so that was trial number 1. Now we're back in trial number 2. Trial number 1, Lally, direct examination, and now Alan Jackson, trial number 2, cross-examination. Let's see what we find.
officer first arrived, you and Miss Reed specifically were at Mr. O'Keefe's body?
Yes.
Where was Miss McCabe at that moment?
She was there too, but she
Jackson's
was waving
line of-
down the first responders because it was dark out and he couldn't see us. He had
Something we've never talked about is Jackson's line of questioning here is actually brilliant. And I don't mean that as though it's a surprise that it would be. I'm saying, like, this is something that I had not pointed out yet, but pay close attention. Jackson's line of questioning here is absolutely brilliant because he is putting her in a position. There is video footage that was presented by the prosecution that refutes what she says. And it's fascinating. It's brilliant what he does here.
He had a spotlight.
You and Miss Reed were both providing some level of CPR, some level of life-saving efforts.
Yes, as was Miss McCabe.
What was Miss McCabe doing?
When I was doing chest compressions and Karen was doing mouth to mouth, Jen was either on the phone with 911 or handing me baby blankets.
Okay.
At some point, she did take over doing chest compressions because I asked her to.
Okay. So Miss Reed was focused on Mr. O'Keefe's head, face area.
Correct.
You were focused on the chest.
Correct.
Miss McCabe was, at some point at least, she had called 911 or dialed 911.
Yes.
When Miss McCabe dialed 911 and was on the phone with 911, isn't it true that she was actually in a vehicle at the time?
That is not true.
She was outside?
She was outside.
That's your memory?
Yes.
Okay. Have you heard
I don't think
the
that's
911 tape?
It's not true.
Of that call?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I hate to brag, but I was the first person to play this 911 call. Now, I wasn't the first person to get it, but I was the first one to play it.
You're aware that that tape was also captured by an open line on Miss Reed's phone?
Yes.
That open line that phone was dropped inside the cab of an SUV?
It was in the back seat, I believe.
Right. So in order for that for that open line to capture sort of the background of Miss McCabe's side of the 911 call, Miss McCabe would have had to have been either at or in the cab of the truck?
The back of the SUV was open. She was standing there.
Got it. Okay. So she was right next to or adjacent to the cab of the SUV.
She was in back of it with the back was up.
I see that back hatch.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember Miss Reed's statement, her initial statement to Officer Seraph when he got out of his patrol?
I do not.
Do you remember her saying something to the effect of, "My boyfriend, I left him. He never came home"?
I do not.
Okay.
Of course you don't, because that would help the
Did you
defense.
have any words with Miss Reed?
Okay, now we're switching. This is Hank Brennan, direct examination, trial number 2. So pay attention. I'm gonna lead you guys so you understand who the speaker is, because now we got to change. Now let's focus on what Brennan got out of Kerry in direct examination that is inconsistent.
Told her to shut up several times because I was trying to drive. I couldn't concentrate. I told her to sit back and buckle up because it was bad driving. I didn't want to get into an accident and her not have a seatbelt on.
Oh, I told him I needed to buckle up. I swear, Jennifer. Hi, Kerry. Hi, Jennifer. I'm sure you guys are watching this. That's amazing. That's a Freudian slip. Accidentally saying, I need to buckle up and fasten my seatbelt. That is incredible. In a subconscious way, this channel is in the courtroom. Can't make this stuff up, folks.
How often was the yelling on the way to Fairview?
Oh, several times. It was like you couldn't control her. And I was trying to drive in a blizzard.
You went down Spring Road before you get to Fairview?
No, Spring Lane is before Fairview off of Chapman.
And did anything remarkable happen on Spring Lane?
I'm sorry?
Anything remarkable happen on Spring Lane?
No.
More of the same?
Yes.
Now, you mentioned yesterday that when you got to
You know
Fairview,
what blows my
the defendant-
mind, bro? Like, I can't help but think about all the fucking 2020s and Datelines and all these fuckers that fucking did these premature little specials on this case without putting out all the facts of the case, painting Karen out to be guilty, having all of these fucking liars up there speak on behalf of the McAlberts, speak against Karen Reed and for her guilt. And then, you know, like this asshole just this same day fucking was on the Today Show, right? Like, how stupid do you look now? You're on the Today Show looking like you were representing people who were grieving John, and you're just an asshole lying to protect the people who actually killed him. That's it. Like, that's what it boils down to. You're a piece of shit, Kerry Roberts. I mean, there's no going around that.
Kind of began kicking your door.
Yes.
When you looked out, you didn't see anything.
I did not.
And at some point, you ran over to where Miss Reed was.
Yes.
Tell us what your first observations are when you get close to the defendant.
Well, it was a shape of a body, like the length of a body, shape of a body. She ran over and I said, oh my God. I jumped out of the car. I ran over and she was lifting up his shirt to try and warm him, I guess. So I went over to his head and I began to dig his head out of the snow.
To dig his head out of
Please
the
stop
snow.
and describe for us what you're seeing.
Wait. This is like the first time we have ever heard anything about John's body being covered in snow. And this is their new theory. If you remember, I believe in one of the videos, maybe the opening, I mentioned in passing, because we haven't heard it in opening because no witnesses have testified yet. But regardless, just stay with me here. Their new theory is that the reason nobody who left the party at 12:30 a.m. or 1 a.m., 2 a.m., I don't know when the last person left the party was and what time that was. I'm not sure if we have a clear timeline. If we do, please shout it out in the comments below. But essentially, now they're saying that the snow covered his body and it was just completely covered. We had to dig him up completely. And that's why when we all left the party, we didn't see anything. Otherwise, we would have noticed a 6-foot man, 180 pounds laying in the snow.
Bullshit.
That's new. And that is inconsistent with every single witness who testified in trial number 1. Because now they know that they're caught. They're leaving the party. There is no John. Well, now their cover-up is there is no John because John was covered in snow.
Bullshit.
And I can't see under snow. This is going to come and bite them in the ass later. Now they're locked in. They cannot change their testimony now, because if other witnesses say, no, he wasn't covered in snow, well, then you did see John's body and you chose to ignore it, or you're lying, or Kerry's lying. That's it. You are locked in, Jennifer. There are no backseas now. This is sworn testimony. You understand that, right? There's a big difference between telling your lies on the street and manipulating people on the street and trying to manipulate a court process. Big difference. You're literally days away from getting caught. Days. And
facts. And I wonder what Jen McCabe will do. Whatever will Jen McCabe do, folks? Because if those if those allegations are true, what's up, baby boy? If those allegations are true, Jen McCabe threatened she's not going to say what the Commonwealth wants her to say unless Turtle Boy's in jail. Well, guess what? Turtle Boy's not in jail. Turtle Boy is not in jail, folks. And, well, Jen McCabe could be called to the stand any day now. Could be tomorrow. Could be Tuesday. Jen McCabe could be called to the stand at any given time. Yeah, I mean, allegedly, we don't know if that's actually fact, but I don't know, man. There's some receipts coming with this source, this CI.
And I'm looking forward to that moment because it is going to be explosive and the whole world is going to see it.
His body was completely covered, but his head was completely covered. So I started to dig around his face and his eyes, and his left eye was fine. But his right eye looked like it was huge, like he had something happen to it.
Been into a fight. Yes, say it, Kerry. Just
And
say
after
it.
that, I told Karen to get off him. We were going to start CPR.
It's fascinating that she would say that. It's fascinating that she would say that because it absolutely contradicts. I pointed this out when I was covering this in real time. It's fascinating that she would say that. It's fascinating that Nuttall would say that too. Because it absolutely shoots down the Commonwealth's theory and explanation as for the two black eyes being a result of an impact to the back of the head. Because why would one eye be swollen? How? How did that happen? Why would one eye be swollen? And then you take that with everything else that we know about the scratches and bites on his arm. You get a knot right above your eye, man. Somebody hit you there, dude. Somebody hit you there. So 2 witnesses so far, and we're just starting the second week, folks. We're starting the second week of trial 2.0, and already 2 witnesses for the prosecution have testified that there was a significant bruise and bump, a knot over the eye of John O'Keefe. Initially, when they first saw him. Grandmaster Sid Sophos Buster, club best face I've seen all weekend. Clubber, my man. But thank you, Grandmaster Sid Sophos. Appreciate you, buddy. It's good to see you. Yeah, bullshit yeah, I don't want to hear that anymore. He had a black eye separate from the impact from the back of his head. That's two witnesses for the prosecution have already testified to this. One of them being a first responder.
Been certified at work through the American Red Cross, so I knew chest compressions were more important. So I started to do chest compressions, and I yelled to Jen and told her to call 911. Karen was trying to do mouth to mouth. I don't know if she knew what she was doing, but I knew chest compressions were more important, so I concentrated on that. I yelled for Jen. I carry blankets. I have 2 kids, so I carry blankets in the car. So I yelled to Jen to get the blankets. I don't know what I thought I was doing with blankets, but I wrapped them around his head, just thinking we're trying to warm him up. He was covered in snow.
Mm-hmm. Covered in snow. I'm not buying it.
Me
I am
either.
not buying it.
Me either, my
Not
man.
buying it. Now we're back to trial number 2, still direct examination. See, we're jumping back and forth. Let's watch.
Dropped him off.
In the car on the way to the hospital. She said it to Mrs. O'Keefe.
When you were outside trying to help John, Were you ever told where the defendant dropped John off?
No.
Were you ever told where he was left?
No.
Was it ever suggested that he went into 34 Fairview?
No.
Was it ever suggested that he went into any house
Lies.
whatsoever that morning?
No.
Were you ever asked
She's lying.
to go into the house to look for him?
No.
Shifting uncomfortably.
When you were being when you were being
Shifting uncomfortably.
interviewed by law enforcement, did you
Oh.
ever
Wait. When you were being interviewed by law enforcement, that's Freudian slip number 2. First we
Massive
got buckle up.
Freudian slip.
Now we have Brennan literally
Massive Freudian
accidentally admitting you are being influenced. What farce is this, Brennan? Get your shit together, man. He's helping the defense. I'll take it.
Yeah.
used to be interviewed?
No.
Were the interviews all the same or different?
They were all different. They were all different.
Were you ever asked to give a
Yeah, she's a
complete
terrible liar.
review and detail of everything that you knew?
He's totally leading her too.
I was just asked to tell me.
He's
the story
totally
of what
leading her
happened that
with those
morning.
questions.
And at some point when you were interviewed, you were asked about the phone calls that the defendant made to you that morning at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
When you received those phone calls, Jennifer McCabe was not on the line, was she?
No.
Was she a party to the call?
See what I mean?
No.
Did
She was
she
next to you, though.
influence
See
your
how he
memory in
forms
any
those
way
questions?
about
That
the
can't
words
be-
that the defendant spoke to you that morning?
I'll
Yeah.
allow that.
Yeah.
No.
Do you have a clear memory of what the defendant said to you on the morning of January 29th, 2022 at around 5 in the morning when she first called you?
Yes.
Is it your
I like it.
independent memory?
I'm saying.
Is it
sorry.
your independent memory?
Yes.
She doesn't believe it. She doesn't
How
believe
well
that
do you
statement.
remember it?
She does not believe this.
Sustained.
Yep.
Tell us what you remember her saying to you.
Objection.
I'll allow it.
Hearsay.
When she first called, she said, "John's dead. Kerry," and hung up.
And
That's
she
hearsay.
called you back.
That's why
She called back.
When
Jackson
she
was
called back.
objecting.
Was there any other party on the line other than you and her?
No.
What do you remember the second time that she called you?
Yes. She said, "John, I think he got hit by a plow. He did not come home last night. He would never not have come home. I wasn't supposed to stay in Canton, and Kaylee was here. He would never leave Kaylee by herself."
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Did anybody ever ask you to lie
No.
or
No.
exaggerate?
No.
Would you?
Say that?
Would you?
No.
Sustained.
Yeah. What the?
Yeah. Like
You
what the
asked
fuck is that?
whether or not you told people on January 29th about the missing pieces to the defendant's taillight. And you began to say you didn't tell anybody that morning.
I didn't think it had anything to do with John. I didn't want to point fingers at anybody
Why not?
because I had no idea what had happened to him. I wasn't going to
Stop it
point
right
fingers at
now.
his girlfriend.
Lie
Stop it right
No.
or
now.
exaggerate.
No.
Would you?
Oh my
Say
God.
that?
This
Would you?
is so much
No.
different knowing that
Sustained.
she's texting
Yeah.
with fucking Krusty.
You asked whether or not you told people on January 29th about the missing pieces to the defendant's taillight. And you began to say you didn't tell anybody that morning.
I didn't think it had anything to do with John. I didn't want to point fingers at anybody
Why not?
because I had no idea what had happened to him. I wasn't going to point fingers at his girlfriend.
Oh, you knew what happened to him.
You totally knew it.
Was it in fact broken with missing pieces that morning?
Yes.
Lie. Nope. No, it wasn't. We have the testimony of Nicholas Barros, who said it was not broken. It was cracked, but no pieces
Right.
were missing. That
And he
came
made it a point
later
to do
when
that.
Buchanan and Proctor, former Massachusetts State Police trooper who has been dishonorably discharged from the force just a month ago. Those two, they're the ones who manipulated Karen's taillight and broke pieces off of it.
Clearly.
That came later. So Kerry is lying and she knows it.
You saw the ring
Totally
video
amazing.
of you and Miss McCabe and the defendant going into John's house?
She is Jennifer McCabe's mouthpiece, for those of you who do not know.
Clearly.
Had
You know what
seen
I
that
love
video
about
before
Larry?
today?
Yes.
Larry is like the only law tuber that like flat out says shit like that, dude. Like he doesn't give a fuck. Larry does not give a fuck. Like he will straight up be like, nope. Fucking Proctor fucking manipulated that fucking light, that tail light. 100%. Like there's no doubt. No doubt. I love that shit. Larry doesn't give a fuck.
Had you been shown it before in
Yes.
other proceedings?
Yes.
Jed McCabe mouthpiece.
When you went into the house with Miss McCabe and the defendant, did you do anything before you went into the house, actually in the house?
When
Take any-
we took off our shoes
You took off your shoes?
Jen and I both took off our boots
Why did you take off your boots?
because you had to take off your shoes to go into John's house.
Oh, God.
Well, you say you had to. Explain to us a little bit of the background on that.
John was a neat freak. You were not allowed to wear shoes in the house.
Had you ever worn shoes in his house?
No.
Had you ever seen anybody wear shoes in his house?
No.
You and
They
Miss
do
McCabe?
now. They do now.
Wait. Why is that funny? I don't understand. Why is that humorous? Why is she laughing? A man is dead. And you're like, well, well, they do now. They wear shoes in his house now because there's a new family living there, I guess. I don't know. Like, what is wrong with you, woman? Tell me who your friends are.
Why the
and I'll
fuck
tell
are
you
we
who
talking
you are.
about fucking
You
shoes?
and Miss McCabe
bro?
took your shoes off?
Yes.
Did the defendant take her
Who
shoes
gives a
off?
fuck
She did not.
about fucking
How do you remember
shoes,
that?
bro?
Because Jen and I were standing there for about a good 2 minutes trying to get our boots off, and she had already gone in the house.
Wait, but that's a good fact. That's a fact for the defense, not for the prosecution. I don't know why Brennan is asking that. It actually goes to show that Kerry and Jen are clear-minded and relaxed. Like, John is dead. Everything is going according to plan. Everything is
Right.
going the way we designed it.
Right.
Nobody suspects anything. Nobody knows anything. We got a good investigator on this case, Proctor. He's a family friend. He's going to take care of us. We're going to be all set. You are all set,
Fact.
McAlberts, as Bev would say. Well, the thing is, this is actually going to bite them in the ass later because, think about it, Jen and Kerry are both like, we're spending 2 minutes trying to take our shoes off. Our priority is to make sure that our boots are off. We are not in any hurry. Yeah, a man is dead and or dying. Big deal. We know about that. We did that. So we don't need to rush in any way, shape, or form. This actually goes to Karen's innocence. Her mental state is she is frantic. She is like, we got to do something. Rules schmools. John is either dead or dying.
Right.
I need to get in the house and I need to do stuff. And they're standing there for 2 minutes by her own admission. For
Right.
2 minutes. Oh, let me get my boots
Yeah,
off. Let
out
me
of
make sure
respect
that
for
I don't put
John.
any dirt on the ground because that is important. And meanwhile, Karen is probably running around the house like a tornado, trying to like find some piece of evidence. Like, did John come home and then leave again? Like,
Clever, what are you doing, buddy?
what can I find to help me investigate this? Kerry and Jen don't need to investigate Jack because they already know who the culprits are because
Right.
they were involved. That is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating that Brennan didn't even think about how devastating that testimony is to his own case. And I hope the defense brings that out in closing.
Do you know why you were called that morning?
No.
All right. Quick break here, folks. Make sure, stop what you're doing. If you haven't done this already, click on the link that I'm dropping in chat. Click on it. Give the video a like. Do Larry a solid because this video is fire.
Did you volunteer to be part of this?
Yes.
Yeah, you wanted to help your friend
Yes.
Jen.
You had said you thought that you looked at the taillight before you went into John's house?
Yes,
Do you remember actually seeing the tail light that morning?
I do.
Was it simply cracked?
No.
Yes, live. That's him trying to preemptively prevent Barros's testimony. That's going to come later. Kerry, that's why he called Kerry second after Timothy Nuttall. Kerry
playing defense
is
with
the
offense.
key. She is the Jennifer McCabe in disguise. Like she's got the Jennifer McCabe mask on because she's using Kerry as her mouthpiece because they're besties. They're friends, you see. And so now from the get-go, the jury's like, it was broken. It was broken that morning, and that is it. And then later, Brennan is hoping that the testimony of Barros will then be diluted by the fact that, well, the jury's already heard it was broken. It was broken. It was broken. I saw it. I know it. I've heard it. End of story. Case closed. Not so fast, Brennan. Watch what happens.
You know that the portion of the Ring video from when you came out of the house with the defendant, Miss McCabe, do you know that portion is missing?
Wow.
Sustained.
Yeah. Like, what a weird line of questioning that is.
Any Ring
it's like
video
he's setting up
when the defendant was showing you her missing.
This is Brennan showing how dirty he is.
No.
Despite no video, are you certain that you saw it?
Say it again.
Are you certain that you looked at it with the defendant that morning in that driveway?
Objection. Sustained.
Yes.
I'd like to play clip 3.
Asked and answered.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, Kerry is losing it. She is just look at her hand. She's just shaking so hard.
Okay.
So Brennan tried to play some sort of video for the jury, and Jackson is saying no.
Right, folks, still on the record.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Brennan.
When you first got to John and you were trying to save him that morning, do you have a distinct memory of it?
Yes.
Counsel had asked you if it was
She's
your
sick
story.
of lying
Was this
too.
a story?
You can tell.
Say it again.
Was it a story that you told?
What's
A
up,
story?
SD?
Yes.
It's what happened.
Do you wish it was just a story?
Objection.
Yeah, what come on.
Yeah, dude. Like, what the fuck is that?
Okay.
So recross.
So that was Brennan. Now let's do
Brennan's a
the
weasel,
recross.
Just a few minutes ago.
So now Jackson is back. Jackson is back. Now, folks, here it comes. Watch this.
Did you ever say that you actually heard that statement about that Google search? And you said no.
Correct.
The question that was posed to you by Mr. Lally was, what, if anything, did she, Miss Reed, ask Miss McCabe while they were sitting in the back of the cruiser that you heard?
Right.
Correct?
I misunderstood the
And
question.
you misunderstood that question?
Yes.
What did you misunderstand about that question?
I didn't know it was that you heard, so I was explaining what happened in the back of the car.
I see. So you just ignored the part, literally, the part of the question where he said, what did you hear her say?
That is crucial because what did you hear? She is a lay witness. She's not an expert witness. She cannot testify outside of her own realm of experience. We're about to get our first sneak peek into the master plan of the McAlberts led by Jennifer McCabe. Watch this.
That's what
I heard, and I didn't hear it. I obviously got the question wrong because I did not hear anybody ask about a Google search.
Well, I know that's what you're saying now. I get that. But when you were asked, what, if anything, did she ask Miss McCabe while they were sitting in the back of the cruiser that you heard, your immediate answer was, at one point, she asked her to Google hypothermia and how long dash Google hypothermia. Was your answer.
Yes.
Correct?
To a question I misunderstood.
And that was a false statement.
Doesn't matter. Yes.
Technically.
Technically.
Yes.
It's like being a
Technically.
little bit pregnant. Ms. Roberts?
Okay, so remember, jurors, I said earlier, comments of counsel are not evidence and you're to disregard them. Ask a question.
Thank you, Your Honor. What do you mean technically?
Yeah.
Technically, I was under oath and I did not hear.
What does that mean?
Jen.
Wait, whoa.
Evidence.
Yeah,
So
I need to hear that again.
remember, jurors, I said.
As an answer.
Yes,
Crimea. End quote. Correct?
correct.
That was your answer.
Yes.
Correct?
To a question I misunderstood.
And that was a false statement.
Doesn't matter. Yes.
Technically.
Technically.
Yes,
It's like being a
technically.
little bit pregnant, Ms. Roberts.
Okay, so remember, jurors, I said earlier, comments of counsel are not evidence and you're to disregard them.
I love
Ask a
Jackson,
question.
bro.
Thank you, Your Honor. What do you mean technically?
Technically, I was under oath and I did not hear.
What does that mean?
Jen.
Wait, whoa. Time out. Technically, I was under oath. Like Jackson said, it's like being pregnant. You can't be technically half pregnant.
Right.
You were under oath or you were not under oath. The answer is yes, you were under oath.
Right.
That means you have to tell the truth. And doesn't matter that you misunderstood the
The
question.
whole truth and nothing but
Ask
the truth.
the lawyer, Lally. He's on your side. You could have asked him, hey, can you clarify this? Can you please re-ask the question? I don't understand the question. You lied and you know it. And watch what she does.
Karen asked Jen to Google it,
And yet under oath.
but I knew it happened at that
And yet
time.
under oath you said.
How did you know?
Correct.
And that was a lie, correct?
Was that a lie? Did
Technically.
you lie?
I did not intentionally.
Not
Oh!
intentionally. What?
Not intentionally.
Okay, that's the end of
Understood
this.
the question, Mr.
So-
Jackson.
All right, is there any other question or is that it?
I didn't hear what she just said.
I said I misunderstood the question, Mr. Jackson.
Oh, look at her
Oh.
anger. Oh, you can tell she's like, I am caught and I have no way out. I misunderstood the question, Mr. Jackson. You can see her
Mr.
channeling
Jackson.
Jennifer. Jennifer, I really need you here. You need to hold my hand, at least like in theory. I will never betray you, my good friend, Jennifer. Oh God, look at that furious anger that she
You're
is
a little
just.
cunt.
I mean, she is ready to kill. That's a look that can kill right there.
could
Oh my God,
kill.
pun intended.
Saying that, correct?
That's what happened.
All right,
Can I ask one more question?
okay.
In that quote, you said at one point she asked her to Google hypothermia and how long. Then you corrected yourself and finished with Google hypothermia. What did you mean by how long? What were you about to say?
I don't remember that,
I
Marianne.
don't recall.
Thank you, though.
Had someone told you something about a phrase that started with how long?
How long
I
to
don't
die in
recall.
the cold?
I don't recall.
Like, for instance,
Oh, she shuts down. I don't recall.
I don't recall.
In other words,
All right.
in other words,
The secret document that I think you need to say.
What?
oh my God.
What? She
bro.
just called her Miss McCabe. And I do have one more clip for you guys. This is another big one. This was so big, folks. TMZ picked it up. I think this is a little outside the 30-mile zone for Hollywood, but we're going to let that one slide for this one because TMZ, thank you so much for doing this. I couldn't believe it. When somebody told me, like, Larry, you need to watch TMZ. I'm like, why would I watch TMZ? I don't want to hear about,
Right.
so-and-so. They're like, no.
Right.
They covered Kerry Roberts. I said, what? Watch this.
and the actual words used. You're as detailed about all of that as the actual words used.
Just for the record, this is the original cross-examination, and this is the final piece.
She asked her to Google hypothermia and how long, and then you stopped, Google hypothermia, end quote, correct?
Correct.
You will agree, at least for that purpose, you painted a very, very detailed picture in front of the grand jury, didn't you?
Yeah.
Except it's not true, is it?
I did not hear her ask that. I was told she was asked that.
The answer to my question, Ms. Roberts, and I'm
by Jennifer.
I'm trick
But you said in the first trial that you'd heard it, or in grand jury.
True. You never heard her, my client, ask anyone to Google anything, did you?
I did not.
And yet, that's what you testified to under oath, under penalty of perjury, in front of the grand jury, didn't you?
I did.
And the reason you did that, the reason that you said that false statement was because someone told you to say it, correct?
Object.
Correct.
Is that, I'm going to let her answer.
Nobody told me to say it.
Yes, they did.
I knew it happened at that time.
How did you know?
Which is why I said it.
How could you know?
It happened, Ms.
Right.
Roberts, if no one told you it happened?
Right.
Because
Yes.
we wrote a timeline. We already spoke about that.
Oh, so you wrote a timeline together with Jen. So she's the one who told you. Thank you very much for your answer, Ms. Roberts. That, yes.
I was telling what happened in the back of the cruiser.
So when you ask a question, let her answer.
Yes.
Yes, that's it. That's it. She admitted it. I lied, and Jennifer McCabe influenced my testimony. It's locked in, folks. It's locked in. And
It's
when
locked
Jennifer
in.
McCabe takes the witness stand, the fireworks are going to fly. It's going to be fireworks. Mark my
Fireworks.
words, because, oh my God, the mastermind herself, she has to take the witness stand, and I cannot. So until then, folks, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video. Next.
All right, folks. That's going to be it for me. Guys, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I had a great time. Guys, I will be live streaming the trial tomorrow morning. Make sure to watch it here. I really appreciate all my McLeans. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. You guys are fantastic. I want to thank my mods for all you guys helping out in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to hit the like if you haven't already. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you're a new subscriber, I hope you're enjoying the channel. I really enjoy having you here. I really appreciate you. And all the support, guys. I cannot thank you guys enough. You guys are absolutely amazing. You guys are absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love you guys so very, very much. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.